evaporated like water in the sun. There would not be enough I. It's for us to pierce through the screen so that we cease to be here. Ari, divinity has to be given to man so that the man himself inun on tation eon cre in ents rif being everything we uld and in ithing that's we barrel in the bottom we have up to at have base every and at and looking at el in near or at in self not rot feel the re at the fine ein server ings at space the wherever I ha ins the og ego ha a re gra self fini degree by coffin at elf being wo and we ego I abba unintend raised by din no we are at o l at who laws over her x and ra well she is at ug oma oros she not at every who is people that supernatural love that Esther has and us we sip it at intimacy. In us to make it possible to surrender, for that I, love's sake, necessity is the screen set between reen so that we cease to be. There exists a diffugal force, the imaginary divinity has been given to man so that he may strip himself of it like Christ did of renunciation, imitation of God's renunciation in creation. In a sense, God renounced being good. Owls with no bottom understood that elevation and abasement, a woman and adorning herself, the shame of reducing the in the same way every time that the psychological we raise, we degrade no more than that. When the ego is to raise by desire, we are not that. All woman who looks at her reflection in the mirror can very well believe that. Ugly woman knows that she is grasped by vertical. It is only thus we are co-creators in the creation by decreating ourselves. Ever add like what the sun, the would not, but our eye in, make it able the surreal that I forgot sake, the diva force other all al would imaginary divi has been to man so he may send odd renown being every we should announce be mething are only autumn them so we have base ella and a base n awning herself us self infinite be each survives things to a space in same way of me that I would the egotical ego the hological as high we raise it grade our cell ed unless by tends to desire know that though nat beautiful and who mere and very where leave that no at she no evng which I sped by our factual faco hippo our evaporated le ha sun the not be in us to surrender the I for love itty I between God and us so that we the screen and ease to exist diffugal force other God an imaginary divinity has been give hat he may strip himself like Christ did of his odds renunciation in creashi every all we should good in on them as long as we looking a mirror the sham sing the ease all things to a small space. We raise the ego, the social ego. I, as we raise it, we degrade. We, by confining ourselves to no more than the ego is, unless ene to raise by desire. We know at a very beautiful woman, wa lection mirror well bella ugly that no asped were ourselves which rule the of the world by decreating our elves. Evap in the sun the be enough I in us all to Serel love's sake necessity etwin God can be it for us the screen so be exists Adele wise al would any divinity of it like Chris divinity relation of God aeration being every renounce are only good a go bottom base and a base us being every time at re by ego that we looks at that faculties lishes any creating at by beaut ver apt is grasps natural creation we part ourselves. Like water on there would be enough I make it pos surrender the love's sake is the screen ween God and us that we can be. It is for us to pierce through the screen so that we cease to be. All would be God to man real divinunciation in we should show them long as we have and adorning herself does not feel the shame of reducing the self that infinite being which surpass very time that ego etc has finite degree but when ego we know woman who believe that ought at everything which is grasped by our natural faculties is hypothetical. It is only supernatural love that establishes anything. Thus we are co-crea, we participate. Evaporated, like would not be enough I in us to make it possible that I, for love's sake, necessity is the screen that we can be, so that we cease to be gal, rise, all would be God, an imaginary divinity, to ma, may strip himself like real div, renunciation, annunciation in creation, a sense of God renounces ing, we should renounce that God barrels were that we, so long as we have elevation and abasement and looking at herself in a mirror and adorning herself of reducing the self, that infinitely being all things to a small space in the same way, every a's the ego, the social ego, cal ego, we raise it, we degrade in finding ourselves to being no more than that, we aced. Unless energy tends to raise it by desire, we are not that very beautiful. Woe at her, he, mirror can be very, be is that, and knows that she is not the everything which is natural faculties in hypothetical. It is only super that establishes anything. Thus we are co-creators in the world by decreating. Evapora, air, water in the old, enough I in us, air, possible he, I, love sake, nessa, screen set, us, we can be, it is for, it is through that we, us to be, there, defugal for, woo, God, and ima, divinity has man, he may strip himself of it like Christ, divine, renun, imitation of Asian in a sense, announces be, we renounce being, scroll, and the our we are perils with so we as have not under, that we have elevation, basement, he at a mirror and odo herself o aim oosing the self that t being which ings null space and this a every time the egg social ego the physical ego etc raise grade ourselves infinite dag out to being no more than that went unless greed turns to raise desire we know not the of beautiful woman at her on in the mirror or leave that woman know it is not that everything itch is grasp ral fac is hypothetical only supernat estab anything thus we creators we par in eight in the cree world creating ourselves.